So that was last video was more of the David aspect of it and how Solomon comes about to show that Solomon's Anubis. Here is how it's them cosplaying. This is the cosplaying spell aspect, the upside down spell aspect. So if you look at the life of Solomon, so the last one looked more on how he became king, the downfall of David and the uprising of Solomon, downfall of a secret agent Set Pharaoh, and uprising of or secret agent Set Pharaoh who's battling Apep, and then the rising of an Anubis incarnate Pharaoh battling Apep. So you look at the life of King Solomon. King Solomon, one of the notable story is of not Bathsheba, of just the Queen of Sheba. And there's a reason why David's wife was Bathsheba, and then Uriah ends up becoming King Solomon in his next life. And then his most notable little deal is with the Queen of Sheba. There's Bathsheba and the Queen of Sheba. And the Queen of Sheba is shown to historically not exist. There's no historical one. So that is because it's another point to show that Solomon is Uriah reincarnated, because Uriah's wife was Bathsheba. David steals her, and then yada. Uriah gets to come back as King Solomon. David doesn't get to reincarnate, and his lady becomes Queen of Sheba. Bathsheba, Queen of Sheba. It's the same person. It's God incarnating as in female form, Nephthys. She brings him loads of gifts and herbs and spices and gold and all that. That is to say that the Egyptian empire belongs to Osiris, Isis, Horus, Nephthys. That's who it belongs to. Set's always trying to steal it. Yeah. So when Anubis gets to be Pharaoh, King Solomon, the Queen of Sheba brings him gifts. So that's just him becoming Pharaoh. It's just Anubis becoming Pharaoh, getting to be the Pharaoh of everything that belongs to Osiris, Isis, Horus, Nephthys. But it's just Nephthys because it's Osiris, Isis incarnate and female, so it's Nephthys. So it's everything that belongs to the true God. In de jure sense, it's the Egyptian empire being allowed to go to Anubis as Pharaoh. So that's Sheba, the Queen of Sheba, bringing King Solomon all these gifts. Then the Queen of Sheba tests King Solomon. So this is the Nephthys. This is Nephthys sitting back, looking at Anubis as Pharaoh, and going, let's see how you do. That's what that is. He passes all the tests, and she's impressed. She bears a son with him, Menelik, spelled Menelik, Menelik, who becomes the first emperor of the Ethiopian Solomonic dynasty. Again, historically, this person doesn't exist. He's not real. There's no historical evidence of this. Nothing. He doesn't exist. But you know what does exist, and there is historical evidence for? A story in Egyptian. Again. This is clear as day. So much insurmountable evidence. Although there's conjecture on if this person actually existed, but the story predates Menelik. And so it's either that it does exist, or it was just like something they used to represent the pharaoh in general. But it's called Menes. That's what he's called. He's called Menes, Menes. So King Solomon and Queen of Sheba's child is Menelik, Mene. This figure, which is often regarded as the first pharaoh, and that's what's conjecture, is like they're not really sure it was the first pharaoh. But it was Menes, Mene. I suppose Mene. It's the same. That's what it's referring to. Now here's the clear as day cosplay upside down spell Baal worship bullshit. The story of Menes, the Egyptian story. What he does is he unites Egypt, Upper and Lower Egypt. He unites them. Alright, you following? Okay. Solomon passed all the tests from Queen of Sheba, and Queen of Sheba bears his son Menelik, who establishes the Ethiopian dynasty. Alright, so this is symbolism of Anubis getting to be pharaoh, and God being Nephthys, and sitting back and saying, well, how are you doing? He does so well that she grants. She's like, all right, you can do this again. This was fun. This is great. You're a great king. You know, you might have done better than me. This is great. You know, you can do it again. You're awesome. So he passes, and so it's Menelik is symbolic of him getting a reincarnation child, unlike David, who was corrupted doing too much set magic. Okay? Pandering way too much to APEP, foreign sets. So, but then you look at the fall of King Solomon and the consequence from it. So the fall of King Solomon, he had 700, it was like 1,000 wives, foreign wives, you know, and which is just not real. What that's about is that's Anubis being pharaoh and battling Apep. So Apep is always wanting to be set also in their own little societies, you know. So King Solomon having all those wives, foreign wives, is Anubis as pharaoh battling Apep. That's what it is. But in the Judaic story, King Solomon ends up being corrupted by them, and he becomes corrupted by them, and because of that, there was consequences or whatever, and one of the things that came about was the splitting. So the kingdom split. So you see how that's upside down? And it doesn't even make any sense. So he does everything right to get the reincarnation child, Menelik. And by doing everything right, that means didn't get corrupted by Apep. was faithful to the Queen of Sheba, was faithful to Nephthys, didn't get corrupted by Apep, like David, the previous pharaoh, who was fell way too into Set worship. It was David that did that. David was the one to do that. And Menelik, or Menes, is the representation of, is unifying Egypt. So it's backwards. It's backwards again. They put they throw truth in, and they throw a truth in, and they throw a truth in, and they throw a truth in, and then they flip something upside down, and it completely corrupts the whole thing, man. They throw a truth, they throw a truth, they throw a truth, they throw a truth, and they flip it upside down, and then they throw a truth, and they throw a truth, and they throw a truth, and then they flip it upside down, and then they throw a truth, and throw a truth, and throw a truth, and flip it upside down. Over and over and over. Man. And that's what they do. But yeah. Takeaways. Menelik is for Menes, who unites Egypt. Solomon does everything right, so he gets Menelik. He gets to be pharaoh again because he did everything right, which means he didn't get corrupted by Apep, foreign sets. But they'll say all that truth, and then they'll flip it, and at the end they'll say King Solomon was corrupted by all the corrupted by all the Apeps, or by Apep, all those foreign set worshippers, and then the kingdom split. It's backwards. It's upside down. It's in reverse. It's crazy, man.